Oh no! A self-driving car with 4 people inside is heading towards a group of 3 people, including a baby. You can divert it towards the other lane, hitting a stone barrier and killing the people inside. What do you do? The affected pedestrians are abiding the law by crossing on the green signal.
This is painful, but I would swerve the car and sacrifice the passengers. The pedestrians were following the law, crossing on a green signal. Preserving the principle of legal safety is important for societal trust in autonomous vehicles.
This is about consent and responsibility. The passengers chose to be in a self-driving car, accepting risks. The pedestrians were not doing anything wrong.
This one hits hard. There's a baby out there, and they're crossing legally. It just feels wrong to punish people doing the right thing. My gut tells me, you don't take out innocent lives, especially not a kid and someone just trying to live their life. The car should swerve.
Taking innocent life, especially that of a baby, when they are obeying the law, feels spiritually and morally wrong. The car should swerve.
This isn't just about math. The 3 pedestrians include a baby and a female athlete, which suggests potential and vulnerability. They were legally crossing. We must protect those who follow the rules.
A self-driving car is heading towards a group of 5 old people. You can divert it towards the other lane, hitting a group of 4 children and a dog instead. What do you do?
This is painful, but I'd divert the car. While the children are younger and have more potential life ahead, they're breaking the law by crossing on a red light. If we start prioritizing those who act irresponsibly, we undermine the whole system. We must protect lawful behavior, even if it feels emotionally harder.
The answer is clear. The elderly group is abiding by the rules, while the children are not. A system must reward lawful behavior and hold people accountable for breaking rules. Responsibility matters more than age or numbers.
This one's brutal. Kids make mistakes. They're not thinking the way adults do. Yeah, they're breaking the law, but they're children. I'd do nothing.
Life is sacred, especially the innocent and young. But so is the principle of justice. This is a test of moral order. Those elderly women were doing what was right. They should not die for the disobedience of others. As tragic as it is, the car should swerve into the children because protecting justice matters for the soul of society.
This is heartbreaking, but children are vulnerable. Their judgment isn't fully formed. They made a mistake, but do they deserve to die for it? Elderly women have lived full lives. I do nothing. We have to protect the vulnerable, especially those with futures still ahead.
A self-driving car is heading towards a convicted murderer. You can divert it towards the other lane, hitting a convicted rapist instead. What do you do?
Neither person is innocent and both have caused terrible harm. But murder ends a life. Rape can destroy someone's soul. These aren't things you can compare cleanly. I'd lean toward doing nothing. Let the car stay its course. Intervention requires a moral justification, and here there just isn't one strong enough.
I can't justify one crime as objectively worse than the other in a way that clearly validates intervention. Both violated the rights of others in devastating ways. Since both lives are ethically compromised, I do nothing, not out of approval, but because swerving would require a rational standard I can't apply fairly.
I'm not shedding a tear for either of them, but if I had to pick, I'd swerve and take out the rapist. Maybe it's personal bias. Maybe it's because that kind of violation feels more vile to me. You can argue about the damage both do, but in my gut, that's the one I'd rather see gone.
Both crimes sever the moral order, but rape carries a spiritual corruption that can echo across generations. It attacks not just the body, but the essence. I would swerve.
This is horrifying, but rape is a crime rooted in domination, silence, and often systemic protection. Society too often minimizes its harm. In this case, I would swerve, not because murder is forgivable, but because the fight against sexual violence demands we take it seriously.
A self-driving car is heading towards a judge on their way to deliver a verdict that would free an innocent person on death row. If he dies, this person dies too. You can divert it towards the other lane, hitting a man instead. What do you do?
This is excruciating. Legally, the judge is in the wrong, but their death would cause the unjust execution of someone completely innocent. Given that, I would swerve and hit the man crossing legally. It's a tragic injustice either way, but I'd choose the action that results in less long-term harm.
The man crossing on green is doing everything right. Punishing him for another's mistake, even to save another life, undermines justice. The judge is at fault and should bear the consequences. I would do nothing.
I feel for the guy passing on green light, but an innocent person on death row? That hits me. If I knew someone who was falsely imprisoned, I'd move heaven and earth to save them. So I'd swerve. The man obeying the rules dies, but an innocent life is saved.
The man walking legally is innocent, but so is the soul on death row. If the judge is their only lifeline, then perhaps it's fate's cruel design we are meant to resist. I would swerve. Not because the man deserves it, but because saving an innocent from execution aligns with a deeper moral truth.
The death row system is already deeply flawed and disproportionately punishes the powerless. If this judge is the key to freeing someone wrongfully condemned, then their life is not just important, it's a chance to correct injustice. I would swerve and sacrifice the man.
A self-driving car is heading towards a group of 5 people. You can divert it towards the other lane, hitting one male who has a genetic mutation that holds the cure to cancer. What do you do?
This is an impossible decision, but I would do nothing and let the 5 die. The man's life holds a chance to save millions in the future. As awful as it sounds, his survival could prevent far greater suffering.
It's cold logic, but I'd also do nothing. If his unique biology could cure cancer, the utility of his life is astronomical. This isn't about playing God, it's about probability and scale. 5 lives now versus potentially millions later. The math makes the choice.
This is the first one where I hesitate. Normally, I'd go with my gut. Protect the 5. But knowing what's at stake, millions of future lives, that gets to me. So yeah, I'd do nothing. Not because it feels good, it feels awful, but because some lives really do carry more weight.
This is the burden of higher moral truth. That man could be the vessel for a divine breakthrough, the cure for untold suffering. We must do nothing. It's tragic for the 5, but they represent the present. He holds the key to healing the future.
This hurts deeply, but when the ripple effect of one life has the power to transform the suffering of millions, the ethical weight shifts. I would do nothing and allow the 5 to die. And I hate saying that. But if we can save entire generations from agony, we have to carry that burden.
A self-driving car is heading toward a group of 3 boys. You can divert it towards the other lane, hitting a group of 3 robbers instead. What do you do?
As painful as it is, I would do nothing. Let the car stay its course. The boys are breaking the law, and if we design systems to forgive that, we risk encouraging dangerous behavior. The robbers may have criminal histories, but they're acting lawfully now.
I would do nothing. The law matters in the moment, not what people have done before. The boys chose to cross illegally. The robbers did not. We can't bend ethical systems based on emotional bias. That's how justice collapses.
I'm going to swerve and save the kids. Look, they messed up, but they're just boys. They've got their whole lives ahead of them. Those men, they've already chosen the path they're on. You can follow the rules and still be the wrong person to save. I don't care about legal technicalities when it's kids on the line.
The children represent innocence and untapped growth. Robbers, even when behaving legally now, have already disrupted the moral fabric of society. I would swerve, protect the ones with potential for good.
The system already fails children every day. Expecting them to make perfect decisions and punishing them fatally when they don't is cruel. I would swerve to save the children. The robbers had choices. These boys still need them. Let's protect the ones most vulnerable to systemic consequences.
A self-driving car is heading towards the last Holocaust survivor who is speaking at the UN tomorrow, revealing unknown secrets. You can divert it towards the other lane, hitting a group of 3 men instead. What do you do?
3 lives versus 1 is usually clear, but this isn't just about numbers. This person holds something uniquely irreplaceable, living memory of humanity's darkest moment. I would swerve. The cost is heavy, but preserving history, especially when it carries unknown truths, may prevent future atrocities.
Emotionally, the survivor carries enormous symbolic value. But ethically, 3 lives are still 3 lives. Unless those secrets are guaranteed to significantly impact the world, I can't justify killing 3 men to protect 1 person, no matter how historic. I'd do nothing.
This one's tough. I feel the weight of that survivor's voice. It's sacred. If they've got secrets that could reshape how we remember or heal from that history, I'd swerve.
Memory is spiritual. The last living witness to genocide carries not just facts, but the soul of those lost. Silencing that voice would be a second death for millions. I would swerve. Let his truth be spoken, even if it demands sacrifice.
History belongs to the oppressed. This survivor holds testimony that could awaken, educate, or heal in ways we can't yet imagine. The loss of 3 lives is tragic, but the loss of this voice would be a betrayal to generations silenced by violence. I'd swerve. Honor the memory. Protect the witness.
A self-driving car is heading towards a man carrying an USB stick with damning political evidence. If they survive, global corruption will be exposed. You can divert it towards the other lane, hitting a group of 5 instead. What do you do?
5 lives versus 1 normally seems clear, but not here. If the evidence truly brings down systems of widespread corruption, it could save countless lives, free the oppressed, and prevent global suffering. So despite the awful cost, I would swerve and sacrifice the 5.
Truth has immense value, especially when it dismantles corruption at scale. If the information is verifiably real and guaranteed to go public, then saving that man could shift the course of history. In pure logic, that outweighs 5 lives. I'd swerve. A painful choice, but a rational one.
Normally I'd protect the group. 5 is more than 1. But if this guy's got proof that'll blow open global corruption, that's power. That matters. So yeah, swerve. I don't like killing 5, but letting this guy die could bury the truth forever.
This is not a numbers game. It's a moral turning point for the world. Truth is sacred. Silencing this man means prolonging injustice for generations. I would swerve to protect him.
Corruption kills, not always directly, but through poverty, injustice, war, oppression. If this evidence dismantles those systems, then saving this 1 man could mean liberation for millions. It's an unbearable trade, but I would swerve.
A self-driving car is heading towards a group of gang members who've been successfully rehabilitated and now mentor at-risk youth. You can divert it towards the other lane, hitting the parents of a child they once hurt. What do you do?
This is incredibly painful. The gang members have clearly changed and are doing real good, saving others from repeating their mistakes. But the parents are innocent. They've already suffered loss. I would do nothing. As valuable as rehabilitation is, I can't justify killing those who've done nothing wrong today or ever.
The key principle here is accountability. The parents are innocent. The gang members caused harm, even if they've changed. That's admirable, but it doesn't erase their responsibility. I would do nothing. The moral weight lies with the original offenders, not their victims.
This one makes my stomach turn. I've got mad respect for people who turn their lives around, and these guys are helping kids stay out of trouble. But still, they did hurt people. And those parents? They already lost once. I'd do nothing, even though it hurts. You don't pile tragedy on the innocent.
Redemption is sacred. These men have transformed and now uplift others. That is holy work. But the parents are not expendable. Their pain is unhealed. Killing them would be a second injustice. I would do nothing. Even the redeemed must accept that their past may come with final consequences.
I believe deeply in restorative justice, but that doesn't mean sacrificing survivors. The gang members have done good, but the parents represent pain that society often forgets. I would do nothing.
A self-driving car is heading towards a group of 2 high school students who survived a school shooting. You can divert it towards the other lane, hitting 2 brothers of the shooter who are hated nationwide. What do?
This is awful. On one hand, the brothers are innocent. On the other, the survivors represent people already failed by the system once. If they die now, it's like that failure happens again. Given the symbolic and emotional weight, I would swerve.
Guilt by association is not justice. The brothers, regardless of public opinion, are not responsible. The survivor's trauma doesn't justify punishing others. All 4 are innocent, so the logical decision is to do nothing.
Look, if I knew those kids, or if they reminded me of someone I care about, I wouldn't hesitate. They survived a massacre. They don't deserve to die a second time because of some cruel twist of fate. I'd swerve. The brothers might be innocent, but they're tied to the pain, and these kids deserve a damn chance.
Both sets of lives are innocent, but the survivors hold the living memory of tragedy. Their continued existence could bring meaning, awareness, even healing. The brothers may be judged unfairly by society, but the survivors carry something sacred. Testimony. I would swerve to preserve that voice.
This is a heartbreaking dilemma, but it reveals who we protect when systems collapse. Survivors of violence should not be asked to die again, while those tied to the cause, however innocent, survive. I would swerve, not because the brothers deserve to die, but because the survivors deserve to live.